Volunteer McKinney will be 25 years old.
Well, I've been here almost 7 years, and Volunteer McKinney is always in the equation. The city's not short of people that are willing to help. Most people, while they're willing to help, they need a little bit of assistance with figuring out where do they need to be. Tell me where I need to be and what I need to do, and I'll be there. And that's where Volunteer McKinney comes in.
Volunteers are everything. When you have $0 to spend on labor, all of our manpower is volunteers. We have about 100 volunteers a week in order to distribute about 120 tons of food a year into McKinney.
Over the last 25 years, we've connected thousands of students, seniors, businesses, individuals, and groups to meaningful opportunities to volunteer in the community.
Volunteer McKinney started out of an organization called McKinney Alliance. McKinney Alliance was kind of a think tank, and we talked about what would make our city better, what we're missing, and so forth. And one of the things that came up was a volunteer effort. MISD gave us a meeting place to use. It was one of their facilities. So we had that and a lot of guts and a little bit of money, and there we go.
I think the next big thing is to become a training facility. The third reason why people leave their job at nonprofit is because it was poorly ran.
We're 100% run by volunteers. I really depend on the Volunteer McKinney organization to really kind of help me train my volunteer coordinators. And they also help us train just our volunteers and what we're expecting of them. And so all of those programs, they really go towards helping me train to make my organization run more efficiently. When you define a community that's your community, I feel like it's so important to volunteer and give back in your community. It's the thing that makes us a community, just being kind to one another and really helping out.
As a government institution, we provide the basic level of services, but there's still a lot of gaps. Some things we can't do in government. We can't do spiritual type of services or faith-based things because of the separation of church and state. That's where the faith-based community can step in and help. And so Volunteer McKinney, they really are weaving the fabric of a community, right? These are the folks who can come in and build the social capital, whether through formal leadership in government or informal activities through nonprofit communities. And that's the value that folks like Volunteer McKinney have.
Our community now has grown within the Collin County to over 1 million people. As we continue to grow, the problems become greater, and the nonprofits become more important to this community. Thus, our volunteers become incredibly important to the community. So what I want to see is greater financial resources to be able to commit and do the things that we need to do in this community, help the nonprofits do their jobs, and to serve the volunteers well.
We believe that together we're a thriving community served by strong nonprofits and servant hearts.